I want to talk about something called intersectionality. It sounds complicated, but it really just means that different parts of our identity overlap and affect how we experience the world. I'm a woman, I'm autistic, and those two things don't exist separately. They interact. Women are already at greater risk of things like sexual violence and domestic abuse, but research shows that autistic women are at even higher risk. One study found that nearly 78% of autistic women had experienced multiple forms of violence in adulthood, compared to around 46% of non-autistic women. Another found that autistic women experience sexual violence at rates 2 to 3 times higher than women in the general population. I think it's really important to say that autism doesn't cause abuse, abusers cause abuse, but some of the traits that come with autism can increase vulnerability. Many autistic women are taught from a very young age that we're misunderstanding things, being too sensitive, overreacting or getting things wrong. We learn to doubt our instincts. Many of us take people at face value. We assume honesty because we are honest. We want to see the best in people. Many of us spend years masking, people pleasing, trying to fit in and desperately wanting to belong. Those things aren't weaknesses, they're human responses to living in a world that often doesn't understand us. But unfortunately, there are people who know exactly how to exploit these traits. And this is where intersectionality comes in, because autism isn't the only thing that shapes our lives. Some autistic people also have ADHD, some are physically disabled or have chronic health conditions. Some struggle with their mental health. Some face discrimination due to race or sexual orientation. Some are living in poverty or relying on support services. When these experiences overlap, the challenges don't just add together, they can multiply. And for many autistic women, trauma becomes part of their story. Researchers found high rates of PTSD and complex PTSD symptoms in autistic adults, particularly autistic women. I live with CPTSD and I've been in abusive relationships. Looking back, I can see how being autistic affected the way I understood relationship boundaries, other people's intentions. For years I blamed myself. I thought I was too trusting, too naive, too sensitive. But understanding autism, trauma and vulnerability helped me to see the bigger picture. It wasn't a character flaw. It was a combination of circumstances, experiences and vulnerabilities that some people chose to exploit. That's why trauma-informed support matters. That's why teaching autistic girls and women about boundaries, consent and coercive control matters. And that's why so many autistic women have both autism as a diagnosis and trauma, not because there's something wrong with us, but because the world still has a lot to learn about understanding, protecting and believing autistic women. The thing about understanding your story is that it changes the ending. What once felt like shame can become self-compassion. What felt like confusion can become clarity. And what felt like hopelessness can become hope.